to say in this, but there's a few subjects I must deal with. And before I get started, I'm apologizing for the disorderly conduct of the people in the room upstairs. So if you hear things, you'll know why. Enough said about that for now. Now, on with what I was going to speak about. 2 days ago, in one of the local states near Ohio, or maybe several thousand miles away, but the 37-year-old mother and wife was killed by ICE. And one has to assume that this was not a accidental or any type of thing. It was a purposeful doing. As all across the country, we've been having these things. Because we have a POTUS, and you know what the letters stand for, that thinks he's a king. Now, I was born back in the late 60s. I have friends, not only here in the United States, but overseas even, who were born in the late 60s. And even during that time, especially here in the United States, there was not this type of what I would call correctly rabble-rousing. Now, I'm not going to sit here all afternoon and waste my afternoon telling you what's been going on in the news. I'm sure you've already seen it. My reason for making this is because of the poor, innocent 37-year-old woman who was gunned down just like my former fiancé. The only difference is she was gunned down by an assailant, and this one was gunned down by ICE people that were literally, according to our Constitution and according to any law of any state, of any county or city, not allowed to be done without due process of law and without a warrant. And even then, murder is not allowed by police. It is not allowed by any kind of law enforcement, and especially not ICE, unless someone draws a weapon on the other side. Now, I know the law just as much as anybody else in this country. I was born and raised here in Franklin County, Ohio. Excuse me. So, as a result, I know the laws. Just like anybody else in this country, just like anybody else in this state, city, and or county. So, as a result, when I saw that, just like almost everybody in the country who saw that video on the TV or even online, we know what the real truth here is. And even others, such as Occupy Democrats, or even Midas Touch Networks, all of them have even not only shown some of them the footage, but also have agreed with what even I agree with, and that is, it was totally not only wrong, but illegal. An innocent individual, an innocent woman, lost her life for nothing. So, that being said, I'm pretty sure anybody who hears that knows that we don't live with a POTUS who knows what the rule of law is. And unfortunately, he keeps threatening everybody with death, as if he has some kind of deityal power when he does not. He has no more power than you and I as humans. And he has no less than you and I as humans. And I will not tolerate, and I'm sure the viewers out there know that they themselves, if they check with their heart and check with their conscience and their spirit and soul, they know they will not tolerate a person like that trying to run their lives or even try to tell them anything, considering as long as you are obeying the laws of this country and the laws of your city and county and state. So, I firmly disagree and definitely believe that that undertaking and that event that happened to that 37-year-old woman, hold on a second. I don't remember her name right now, but I know her last name was Miss or Mrs. Good. So that thing that happened to her is definitely, not only was it and is illegal, but any human being who has any bit of sense or any bit of heart knows that it is totally against humanity and our country. So, I, for one, will not tolerate this kind of thing going on in the country that I was raised all the way back in the late 60s up till now. I'm 50 plus years old. I should have been living the high life and living a good life, just like a lot of other 50 plus years old out here, or even 40 plus year olds. We're not living that kind of life because somebody's robbing us from the Oval Office or the White House in more ways than one. Now, my recommendation is simple. Our House and Senate, I wouldn't say exactly they failed us, but unfortunately, the same tactics that this POTUS is using on innocent civilians and citizens is being used on even the people of the House and Senate, the Congress. He is not authorized to sit there and threaten someone with death when he's not even capable himself. There's a certain news podcast out there that has coined a nice little phrase for him. I won't say it, I won't repeat it here, but you can check it out on your own. But we do not need a despot. We need a true president, like the former one, President Joseph R. Biden, or Vice President Kamala Harris. We need true presidency in the White House. And with that, I suggest you examine your hearts and your consciences and ask yourself, is this the kind of country you want to live in?